So this is, I think, the weakest part of the revision helmet system, the helmet cover. I'll be honest, I am severely unimpressed with this. This is the factory cover. So you can see it's got a hole in it for the shroud, which is nice. I've got elastic loops to route cabling through, or I suppose do a foliage tie through. There's really nothing in the front. The side has this weird Velcro arrangement. I'm not entirely sure what the intent of this Velcro is, other than potentially a forward IRR reflective square. You've got this really odd angular patch, which could be used for a flag, but because it's not squared off, I'm not entirely sure. Also, there's no Velcro to secure that to that, like on the ops course. There's actually no Velcro. There's a single piece of Velcro that runs through the strip there. And then on the back of the helmet cover, you know, you've got more of this elastic, and then this is a two-way, not a four-way, but a two-way stretch material. It stretches sideways. It doesn't stretch up and down. And then just securing loops here through the helmet, which I get it, but also it doesn't really secure at the bottom. You can see I don't have that properly secured, but even so, there's only a single piece of Velcro that's running right about there. There's nothing on the sides, and then there's really that kind of that slightly off overhang. I'll be honest, this thing is not worth the price I paid for it. I think I paid about $100 from HCC TAC between shipping and the military discount and everything else, and it's not worth it. The OpsCore helmet covers were, $100, and they had more features and more integration. So I'm going to gut this. I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to leave the mesh. I'm going to leave the mesh. I'm going to leave the stretch fabric, but all of this Velcro is coming off. I have multi-cam loop Velcro that I'm going to replace it with, and we're going to see. Oh, also, for $100, this thing is made in Bulgaria, so it's not even Berry compliant. Yes, the materials are US made. They appear to all be mil spec, but the helmet cover is made in Bulgaria. So given the cost of labor in Bulgaria, I'm really curious how Galvion gets off on charging $100. It's not worth it. Okay, so here we are with all the Velcro and shit removed. There's my pile. Basically what I'm going to do, and I need to map it out, this is going to get female Velcro or loop Velcro on the outside, and then male Velcro on the inside to interface with this female Velcro or loop Velcro here. These are probably going to get pulled off because you can see they don't really do a lot. They provide some additional security, but that's also, I haven't decided yet, basically, if I keep those or not. They could potentially be used for comms, routing, whatever, or not comms, but cable management, but I don't think so. And then on the back, you can see there's only one Velcro strip here. I'm going to add Velcro here, and probably get rid of that Velcro because that position, quite frankly, makes no sense to me. This is just Velcro. There's nothing on the other side of this other than that one area there in the middle. And then, again, same over here, probably going to add a square or rectangular IR flag patch. Cognizant that most people don't use IR flags, but I do like having the Velcro there. And then I am going to put in some Mohawk Velcro, probably to the to the same point as it is here, along there. I think the original Velcro actually went up further. I'd have to look at the video again to confirm, but I don't need all that. I can't think of a single time I've ever run a Mohawk strobe that far forward. In fact, most of mine have stopped right about here, but I will add the extra Velcro just to have it. So there's going to be Velcro here on both sides, and then on the back, I'm going to replace this Velcro with a multicam loop. This is actually a four-way stretch. I said earlier it's a two-way. It is not. It's a four-way stretch, so that's nice. I haven't decided what I'm going to do here in terms of Velcro. I'm probably not going to add anything because I've got my 31 battery pack here with the IR strobes. I don't put anything there. I don't, and I haven't for a long time. For my use case now, I don't see any reason to not have a top lighted or a top mounted strobe. And then the other thing is I'm going to add the daisy chain like the OpsCore helmet covers have, the length of the seam here, and that's going to be just gutted 550 cord stitched into the helmet so that you can do cable management. I am also going to add a tie down here on either side, at least one, maybe two. I like having tie downs. Usually I have a tie down here on my helmets where I will tie down my nods. And that's just the way it is. I am going to leave the Galvion bungees in place. I don't use them, but somebody in the future might, or I might have a future use case. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, so it won't take too much time, but just again, I'm only using the base fabric. So I paid $100 some for this, and I'm basically reworking the entire helmet cover because I'm not a fan of the original one. So here you go, nude. If I wasn't running IR and if I just wanted a helmet cover, honestly, this would be a really good place. It's good material. They did a really good job sewing it. All the seams are good and folded over, and I forget the proper term for it, but they're clean. And all in all, it's well made. It's just some baffling design choices. Here's my helmet cover completed. As you can see, I really stripped off everything, as I'd mentioned earlier, and I just added multicam loop here, multicam on the Velcro, and multicam loop on the other side. I did end up taking off this pass-through straps there. They really didn't serve a purpose once I finished adding all the Velcro. There's actually Velcro under here, as I'd mentioned before, and then you can see a rectangle of it right there next to the battery, or the glow stick rather. You can see that there is a rectangle of Velcro there and another rectangle of Velcro there, which help secure it in place better. And then I did add the one-sided daisy chain. This is a much more secure method for looping the wires. And I completely stole this pattern of daisy chaining from the OpsCore Fast cover, which I think honestly is one of the gold standards of helmet covers. Not entirely thrilled how loose that is, but short of me adding in tie down or foliage loops in here, I'm probably going to leave it alone because, again, at the end of the day, I've kind of got this hanging off the back, but not much I can do about that. And then up front, the only real difference here is I've added the tie down loop there that you can see. So all in all, not bad. Took a little bit more time than I would have liked, but a fairly straightforward project. And honestly, I think this is what the helmet cover should have looked like instead of what we got. So, oh, and speaking of what we got, here you go. That is made in Bulgaria. That's the original helmet cover tag. So pulled that out. That was actually, would have been right up in there on the inside of the helmet cover, but now it's not. So anyway, simple project, easy to do, really easy to take apart. If you're handy with sewing, it'll take you 20, 30 minutes. It honestly took me